In the world of cinematic legends, few names command the reverence that Roger Moore and Chuck Norris do. One, the epitome of suave British sophistication, immortalized as the quintessential James Bond. The other, an American icon of martial arts and unyielding toughness, whose very name evokes a mythology of invincibility. Imagining a showdown between these two titans of screen and spirit is the stuff of dreams, a fantasy clash that pits charm against brute force, elegance against sheer grit. Roger Moore, best known for his portrayal of James Bond, was the embodiment of refined elegance and unflappable charm. His Bond was not merely a spy. He was a gentleman, a connoisseur of fine suits and finer women, wielding wit and wisdom as adeptly as any Walther PPK. Moore's strengths lay in his intelligence, strategic thinking, and an almost preternatural ability to remain calm under pressure. His combat skills, while perhaps not as brutal as some of his counterparts, were precise and efficient, a dance of dexterity rather than raw power. However, Moore's Bond had his weaknesses. His reliance on gadgets and clever ruses sometimes left him vulnerable when stripped of his technological advantages. His aversion to outright brutality could be a disadvantage in a no-holds-barred fight. The very traits that made him an iconic Bond, his sophistication, his reliance on finesse, could become liabilities in a contest demanding sheer physical prowess. Enter Chuck Norris, the man who needs no introduction. A martial artist of unparalleled skill, Norris's screen presence was synonymous with indomitable strength and relentless determination. His roles in films and television, particularly in E. Walker, Texas Ranger, showcased a character who solved problems with fists and feet, embodying a relentless pursuit of justice and honor. Norris's combat strengths were myriad: extraordinary physical conditioning, mastery of multiple martial arts disciplines, and an iron will that seemed impervious to pain or fear. Yet, even the mighty Norris had his Achilles heel. His straightforward approach to conflict, relying heavily on brute force, sometimes lacked the subtlety required in more complex situations. His single-minded determination, while often an asset, could lead him into traps laid by more cunning adversaries. But when it came down to raw, unfiltered combat, Norris was a force of nature, a hurricane of fists and feet that few could withstand. The hypothetical confrontation between Roger Moore and Chuck Norris would be a spectacle of contrasting styles. Imagine a shadowy warehouse, the air thick with tension. Moore, clad in a tailored suit, steps into the dim light, his every movement a study in grace. Across from him, Norris stands, a paragon of raw power, muscles coiled like springs, ready to unleash a storm. Moore, ever the strategist, begins by trying to outmaneuver Norris, using his environment to his advantage. He employs quick, precise strikes, aiming to disarm and disable rather than destroy. But Norris is relentless. Each blow he absorbs fuels his fury, and his counterattacks are devastating. The clash of finesse and force is a dance of life and death. Despite Moore's best efforts, it becomes clear that Norris's sheer physical superiority is overwhelming. Moore's strikes, while precise, lack the impact to deter Norris. In a final, desperate gambit, Moore attempts to use a concealed gadget, a watch with a hidden dart, to incapacitate Norris. But the American warrior, sensing the danger, intercepts the attack with blinding speed. With a swift, brutal combination of punches and kicks, Norris disarms Moore, sending the gadget clattering to the floor. Moore's composure finally breaks as he realizes the inevitable. Norris, eyes steely with determination, delivers a final, decisive blow, sending Moore sprawling. The outcome of this legendary showdown was determined by the fundamental differences in their combat philosophies and physical capabilities. Chuck Norris's victory was a testament to the power of relentless determination and superior physical conditioning. While Roger Moore's intelligence and strategic acumen allowed him to hold his own for a time, the sheer force and endurance of Norris were insurmountable. Moore's elegant combat style, reliant on precision and gadgetry, was ultimately outmatched by the raw, unyielding power that Norris brought to bear. In the end, the fight highlighted an eternal truth about combat. While intelligence and strategy are vital, there are moments when brute strength and unrelenting willpower prevail. Chuck Norris, the embodiment of these qualities, emerged victorious, cementing his place as a true legend of martial prowess.